Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we got for you today. Flares in the news. The countdown's on, baby. We got BitBoy tracking funds by SBF. We got more crypto fallout, and you need to know it. Cathie Woods is slashing her position, and we'll tell you with who. XRP listed. We're going to talk about that. Bank of France and the ECB are in alignment. The state of the global liquidity crisis is very real. We're going to hear from Rosie Rios. XRP is the first regulated digital asset on the planet, and will it repeat what it has done in the past? We will take a look at that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter for exclusive content. Right now, $852 billion market cap for cryptocurrency. Good afternoon, 0.7%. We're off today right now, and it makes sense because we know we got a lot of uncertainty in the space. Bitcoin 16,800 plus right now, Ethereum 1,200 plus. Tether market cap is 66.2 billion for now. XRP 33 cents. We're off by 4.6%. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't done it, the Digital Perspective Mastermind group is the place to be. I'm going to tell you, the markets in fact are collapsing around us, but you can't keep up with everything because your life's busy, and I get that. You're looking for the learning curve you need. We got it in this group. This community is absolutely amazing. Get the tools you need: investor checklist, portfolio creation, private groups and courses, and the support from an amazing community along with weekly live streams. Don't mess around. Time is running out. The seats are filling up. There will only be so many seats, and I'm going to shut the door on this deal. Let's get going. Click the link underneath the video. 5 days and counting. This is one of the things we're talking about a lot in this group, and it's FLR. Token distribution will begin January 9th at 23:59 UTC time. I tell you, there is a lot of anticipation about this, and I am absolutely cautiously optimistic about watching it unfold. Right here is BitBoy, and look what he says about tracking this address wallet, which he believes belongs to Sam Bankman-Fried. Take a listen.
We believe that this is Sam Bankman-Fried's personal Bitcoin wallet on the day he was extradited. The day he was supposed to be extradited on the 19th, after he talked to his lawyers via phone in the courtroom. Suddenly, $236 million shows up. This is why that $236 million was moved. It's the collateral. We believe.
Wow. You know, if he's right, that is just unbelievable what we're watching take place here. You know, we will keep on it, and shout out to BitBoy for all the information he provides. Right here we see, according to a January 5th report, this is more fallout and you need to be aware of it. Genesis is mulling a bankruptcy filing and has let around 30% of its staff go. Now, I just reported in my morning video as well that Digital Currency Group may be in trouble as well, ladies and gentlemen. Silvergate Bank is also looking like they got trouble in front of them. According to a new report here, the disintegration of the FTX ecosystem led to over $8 billion worth of withdrawals from Silvergate Bank, a bank known for embracing digital assets, which is bought and owned by Barry Silbert from Digital Currency Group. You can see how this all becomes kind of connected here, right? And that has caused what looks like Cathie Woods slashes Silvergate's stake as the shares plunge 43%, and she loads up 5.7 million more in another Bitcoin-linked stock. That's where we're at on this day. You know, investors are seeing the trouble on the horizon and exiting the position. That's what we're seeing. XRP, however, has been listed on Bitmart, they say, and had over $600,000 worth of XRP bought once doing so. There's demand, ladies and gentlemen, but my question is, who is the liquidity provider for Bitmart? That's the real question we all want to know here. Take a look at this. There's alignment overseas in the European Union, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Bank of France head says turmoil in the crypto markets proves the need to move to a mandatory licensing scheme for crypto firms as soon as possible. And then here we hear from the European Central Bank and CBDC news update. European Central Bank official urges, and this is Fabio Panetta, CBDC development for the good of cryptocurrency and everything involved is basically what the article gets at, in consumers. And the truth is that this is all about control, ladies and gentlemen. Like it, don't like it, the libertarian in me is stomping my feet too. But the truth of the matter is, this is what we're watching take place. What do you think all of this suppression and lack of clarity is about? It's about suffocating the people and companies and projects in this market till they tire and the cash is gone, the liquidity is gone, and they fall to the floor. And then the government, using the regulators, will decide how they put this market together going forward. That's how I see all of this, and it is very much loosely coordinated. Make no mistake about it. Don't believe it. It's still true. This right here from Link2, and if you want to get things like private equity, Ripple, Uphold, and PolySign, and so many other incredible products on that platform, you could do it at Link2 underneath the video. Click the link to my sponsor. I firmly believe that as we get a ruling in this case and some clarity for stablecoin legislation, because I don't think we're going to get clarity for the entire market. I think it will come in stages. And it starts with the bottleneck into this space, which is stablecoins. That's why I believe USD Tether is going to have a day of reckoning, just like the centralized control of the crypto exchanges. That is not mirroring the traditional conventional markets. And until it does, we are going to be stuck in purgatory. We're in crypto purgatory, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't understand the geopolitical landscape and the global liquidity crisis that has existed for many, many years. Certainly exacerbated by the pandemic as well and all the printing of money. I want you to listen to here now as Jimmy Vallee breaks down just how much money we're talking about. And think about the idea that when we do get a little bit of clarity, we do get some rulings ruling in this case that allows XRP to go forward and Ripple as well. Imagine and understand that the next bull market will be use case application. Very real companies integrating this technology and digital assets into their business to make it better. That's what we're talking about. That is exactly what we're talking about. And I believe there are companies on that platform that can do just that. Not financial advice. Take a listen.
If we could go back in time and the SEC didn't sue Ripple, even with the Ethereum free pass speech where, Hinman went on stage at the Yahoo Summit, crypto summit, and declared Bitcoin and Ethereum weren't securities, but basically left everybody else in, the opaque zone, that would have been fine. I think XRP could have continued to flourish and let the free market decide which is the best asset to use. I mean, we do live in a free market economy, right? It was really when the regulatory capture process occurred and they sued Ripple and created this whole kind of confusion and cloud on title. And then everybody promptly left. Jay Clayton left the next day. Bill Hinman was leaving right around that time. It smelled bad. It looks bad. They were warned in advance by Joseph Grunfest, who's a very established former SEC commissioner himself, very established securities law professor at Stanford Law School. We'd love to stick to crypto, get the government out of the market, and maybe we can do that. As for the massive debt, first of all, the 30 trillion and the 100 trillion, that's just what we're told. These aren't even getting into the derivatives that are sitting on top of all that debt. The BIS has just come out and said, whoops, there might be $80 trillion in off-balance sheet derivative transactions based on pension fund liabilities. When you're talking about those unfunded liabilities in America, you're just talking about Social Security and entitlement programs that are part of what our government is supposed to be maintaining for the benefit of the people. The actual debts are stratospheric when you start to look at the derivative transactions that the pension fund assets are being bet into. I mean, if people really started to peel back the onion, I'm talking the teachers and the various unions that have their retirement set up in these pension funds, and started to understand the gamble and the risk that the people managing these funds have put their assets in on the global stage, it's not all that different from what's going on at FTX right now and what we're discovering. They would freak out.
I think that's such a great overview. Shout out to Jimmy Valley and Val Hill Capital for all that they do. I think people don't really understand what the real motivation there is, and we will get into that, and I will promise you we will get into that here on this channel and beyond, and you're going to have a chance to understand just what I mean by that. Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States, current board member of Ripple. Listen to what she reminds us all of. This is the 43rd United States Treasurer. Show me one other project in this space that's got this kind of level of talent and expertise and professionalism on its board. I'll wait.
I'm Rosie Rios, former Treasurer of the United States and current board member of Ripple. What I like to talk about is really kind of this intersection between government and innovation. Certainly coming from the Bay Area, born and raised in Silicon Valley, I've seen a lot of change over time. And what I love is the conversation is really starting to happen in a constructive way where I think we as a region, we as a country, and perhaps we as a globe could really think about the future of fintech and who the stakeholders are and how we can make this effective for everyone. So when you think about growth, it's not just kind of GDP growth, which of course is a big part of the economy, but it's also where new growth comes from. And that usually comes from, certainly lately, in technology and innovation. So I think the benefit of why business and government should be working together is, again, providing that level of certainty for further expansion, further growth, and certainly more jobs for the economy. So blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And so it's not just how to facilitate commerce. There are other applications, whether it's NFTs, whether it's, selling real estate, whether it's, any type of financial ledger that can be recorded for posterity's sake. This is here to stay. And it's important and incumbent upon the government at every level, whether it's local, whether it's state, whether it's national, to really give some thought as to how those applications are going to benefit them and benefit everyone. But I think what's most important is, what are those guardrails? What are those tracks that we can lay down in order to move forward in a way that really blazes the trail for future growth and future opportunities that we don't even know are there yet?
And there you have it. And you can't say it any better, but I tell you what, you can't say this any better. This is John Deaton. He retweeted here, documenting Ripple. Shout out to them as well. XRP will be the first regulated cryptocurrency in the United States. John Deaton says, as I point out to Judge Torres in our amicus brief, XRP is already the first regulated cryptocurrency digital asset in the United States. When considering the 2015 FinCEN Department of Justice settlement. Below is probably why Brad Garlinghouse has repeatedly corrected the media when they say there is no regulation. He goes on to say, not only did Ripple have to register as a money service provider, MSB, but had to register XRP sales with FinCEN and DOJ, not the SEC. Ripple had to select a third-party auditor approved by FinCEN and the Department of Justice to submit audits of the XRP sales for 5 years. This is absolutely spot on. Shout out to John Deaton and documenting Ripple for creating that conversation. This is an excellent reminder. This is why I say all the time, Microsoft, Amazon, you name it, Tesla, they were all sued by the SEC. Ripple's being sued by the SEC. There are no criminal charges. There are no fraud allegations here. This is for clarity. Come on in. And once we have it, I have to wonder like a lot of you do. Shout out to Crypto Bull 2020 for this one. Is XRP chart going to end up repeating or rhyme? We get the fundamental news we need, and I believe John Deaton's got it right spot on, baby. And we get that clarity, and this chart may look even better than it does right now. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'm sharing my digital perspectives. I hope in some way it's caused you to get excited, enthusiastic, and curious about asking even more questions. Don't be afraid to vet me. I am a permabull. You need to know that. I have a huge appetite for risk. You may not. Evaluate me, everything I say, and everyone else that you hear. Trust but verify. That's the way I do it, and you should too. Again, not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.